Good morning, everyone. I welcome you back to my channel. My name is Adebayo Taiwo. As you all know, this channel is all about relationship matters, where we talk about relationship, experience, and also the journey so far in that particular relationship. We share our experiences, you learn, I learn, we all learn together. And this morning, I've come to discuss about something very important, something that is very rampant now. It's common, it's happening. People are experiencing it here and there, and it's not something that is interesting. It's not interesting at all, but it's happening here and there. Particularly, this discussion will be directed to the women. It will be directed to the wives in the house. It really concerns them. It really matters to them. I believe your contribution and your comments also, when I check the comment box, I will see your contributions, I will see your comments in there, and I will reply to all comments. But this morning, let's quickly talk about how will you feel? How will you feel? I want you to listen to me very well. How will you feel as a woman? How will you feel as a wife in the house if you find out that your husband is unfaithful? Is it funny? You're smiling, you're laughing. All right. Okay. Some people are in this situation now. This is what some people are experiencing now. So marriages, this is what they're experiencing. So how will you feel if you find out your husband is unfaithful? How are you going to take it? So that is what we're going to be discussing this morning. We're going to be talking about that this morning. We know it's not something suitable. It's so sad. It's a very bad experience, a very bad occurrence. But there are some things that once it has happened, the next thing we're going to do is just to find how we can just solution, and also how we can talk about it, and also how we can get it resolved. I'm not going to take much of your time, but I know it might be a slightly long minute discussion, but I'm not going to take your time. But I know that this video will interest you, and this video also, you will learn something good from this video. All right. So how will you feel as a woman in the house if you find out your husband is unfaithful? I know it's going to be very sad. I know you will feel hurt. I know you feel like your trust has been breached. In the first instance, you might feel like you cannot control your emotions, because in that kind of situation, there are little women that can control their emotions. In that kind of situation, there are little of them that can control their emotion in that kind of situation. If you're one of them, that's good. So if you can calm down, control your emotion, and you can find a place to just sit down and reminisce about what has happened, then you can now find a way out. That's when you can find a way out. But if you want to attack that situation the same way it has happened, trust you me, it might not end well. It might not end well. But there are ways to it. There are ways to it. We have seen that kind of situation happening, and also it still ended well. I mean, ended well means the marriage still continues. The relationship still continues. And we have seen that kind of situation that happened, that was the end of such relationship, and that was the end of such marriage. But because we don't want such to happen again, and because we don't want marriages to get broken, we don't want relationship to get broken because of this kind of occurrence, that is why this video is up now. So we can both learn, we can both know that it is not the end. There are still ways around it. Firstly, if as a woman in that kind of situation, you can just have your calm. If you can take your calm, it will be much better. I want to talk about that. It's very rare. It's not easy. And we know that women are very emotional. But for a woman to take a calm in that kind of situation, it's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take a lot of effort. It's not about maturity. Maturity is aside. It's going to take a lot of effort because we know women are very emotional. So you have to be very calm because in this kind of situation, if you want to take it as if we need to fight it out, I'm telling you, it will still not end well. Yeah, it is your fight, it is a battle. Yeah, you are the one right at this point. At this moment, in fact, you are the one right because it is unlawful and also it is unheard of. Unfaithfulness in the relationship is not good. There's no two names about it. It is not good. But I am not promoting it. Neither am I saying yes, it's the right thing. I'm not promoting it. But what I'm saying is that it should not be a basis for separation. It should not be a basis for divorce. It should not be a basis for relationship and marriages being scattered. That is the essence of it. So what I'm saying right now is that take it calm with your partner. Take it calm with your partner. Because it is when you take it calm, that is when you can get to the root of the matter. Any question you ask, you can get answer for it because the environment is calm. It's like just you and him. It's just like there's a normal communication. Like the normal communication in the house. Oh, darling, okay, what happened? It has happened, okay. Please, why? Why do you do this to me? Despite you know that I love you so much, despite you know that I cannot do this to you, why do you do this to me? That's a question which demands an answer. So, firstly, manage your emotions. Take it calm with your partner. Take it calm with your husband. Let's see how things could work out. Let's see how solution could be provided for what has happened. I know it is very emotional. It is very painful. No woman will take it or will allow or will permit her husband to have any affair outside the marital life. No woman will allow that. But if such happens, how do we address it? That is what we're talking about now. The next thing I think you can do is to focus on the facts without blaming. If you want to be rushing the blame, yes, it's to be blamed because it's at fault. With blaming, get us solution. Maintain your calm in the first instance. Stop the blaming and let's see how we can find a way around what has happened. In an instance where a wife has a very good friend, they have been friends for years, for long, they are very close, you know, the every secret of this of A, B knows about it, every secret of B, A knows about it. So they are very close. So because one got married before another, you know, the other friend has to come and stay with the married friend. The one unmarried has to come and stay with the married one because of their closeness. So she's thinking, she's not happy, she's feeling somehow. Okay, for her not to be feeling somehow, for her not to be thinking, okay, let her come to my house and stay with us. So you have brought in your friend into your marital life and into your home by yourself. That is your decision. And you know, when women want to have things from men, they know their ways. Your husband in the first place might say, oh, anything that makes you happy. Okay, are you happy with that? Do you think there won't be any problem? Are you happy with it? Okay, you're happy with it. Okay, anything that will make you happy. Okay, I support. So you brought in your friend. Note my point. You brought in your friend into your marital house, under your roof, your home, which you are the manager of that home, because I believe every responsible woman is the manager of her family, is the manager of the home. So as the manager of the home, you have decided to bring in your friend, which is the third party, into your marriage. Now, it started. Maybe one way or the other, your friend has been seeing how your husband has been so caring, so loving, so darling. You play your love affairs all around the house, you run around, all those kind of play in the house, you play around, you do such, you talk, you gist. And you have seen that your husband is a very lively person, very caring person. Every woman wants her husband to be caring, to be loving, to be darling, to be always there. You know, your husband will finish from work, come back home. You know, when coming back home, buy things for you, even when you go back home, welcome you, get back home with happiness, with joy, welcome you, you welcome each other, you hug each other, kiss each other, oh darling, all this, oh your bag, let me take you back to the room, oh darling, go and have a shower, oh darling, I will serve your food in a minute, oh darling, all those stuffs. And your friend is there, she's still single, nothing serious for her at that time. How do you expect her to feel? In one way or the other, you might feel like you are making her to be happy for her not staying alone, or for her not to be thinking that both of you are close pal, close friends. You share secrets together, you share talks together, and because of that, you have brought her in. Okay, good. You have brought her in, no problem. But at the long run, don't you know that she might be your relationship between you and your husband might be an envy to your friend. Your relationship between you and your husband, your marriage, the sweetness you are enjoying in the marriage might be an envy to your friend. So as time goes on, women knows how to get what they want. I said it earlier. Women knows how to get what they want. Your friend also, don't forget, she's a woman. You are a woman. You know what to do. You know what you did to get your man. You know the kind of good behavior characters you put in place. You know how you dress well to get your husband. Now, the same way you have the same process you undergo before you get your husband is the same way your friend also will undergo before he can get that same husband from you. So she also will be dressing well in the house. She can be wearing a skimpy in the house. She's your friend. Your husband could not say, don't wear. If your husband is someone that wants to complain about the dressing, he will tell you. And if it's the one that has another mind that let me just look away, I don't want to see anything, he might ignore that kind of dressing in the house and just keep mute. But if it's the one that want to talk, if the talking one will say something about it. Or if it's kind of man that will not say anything, that will just look away, he might not say anything. So there is still benefits for you. There is still advantages for the one that says something. The man that says something. The man that says something has called your attention to the risk, to the unforeseen risk. The man that says something has called your attention to the unforeseen risk. And that attention must be noted. That attention must be noted. But the one that did not say anything, that just overlook it, that just say, okay, let me just overlook it, I don't want to talk about it, it doesn't mean anything, that is how she wished to dress. That kind of a scenario, I don't know his mind. He might have something contrary for him not saying anything, or what he's saying also might be interesting to him. Let's leave that side. But what I'm saying in essence is that the same way you have dressed to interest your husband, the same way you have made yourself beautiful in his sight for him to have approached you, and the same way you have good character, that is the same way your friend also we're going to go the same process to get that same husband from you. So if at the end of the day she was able to succeed under your roof, if at the end of the day she was able to succeed under your roof, and your husband fell for the trap, and at the end of the day you get to know that is, in that kind of scenario, your husband has been unfaithful to you. Your husband has breached your trust. But at the same time, let's not forget that there is something that we can call a causative agent. There is a reason, there is a cause for it, which we must not undermine. We must not undermine the causative agents, what have caused the whole thing that has happened, which is the unfaithfulness. I will not want to blame the wife, neither will I want to blame the husband. But let me blame both of them, because if they have agreed that wife, husband, third party will not be allowed in our home, third party will not be allowed in our relationship, no one will stay with us, except for our children when we give birth to children, except someone that will come and go, maybe just spend the night and go. But no one will pack it or our load and say, I want to come and stay with you. Okay, have a room to yourself. If that standard has been on ground, there won't be any issue. So what have happened will not happen. But let's leave that aside because that standard wasn't there. So the deed has been done. The husband has been unfaithful to the wife through the wife's friend, close friend. In this kind of situation, many wives will say, I want to leave my husband. Many wives will say, oh no, I cannot take this. Many women will say, no, this is the highest thing I can tolerate. This is the highest thing I can, no, I cannot tolerate this. It cannot happen. No. You have done this. No, that means I need to go. Don't forget that the home is your home. The marriage is yours, not for your friend. Don't forget that home, it is founded by you and your husband. And also you are still the manager in that home. Yeah, it has happened, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know you're going to be hurt. Your friend has hurt you. Your husband has hurt you. If your husband has said no, when your friend makes the move, it's not bad. Yeah, someone has to make one move and someone has to say no to it. So your friend has made the move, then your husband accepted. So if your friend did not make the move, your husband will not accept that. Nothing will happen. But she made the move. But also, we cannot still blame the friend. We can still blame the husband that accepted the offer. And also, we can still blame the friend that made the offer. But now, don't let's go to the blaming side, because it will not help anything. The blaming side will not help anything. Let's go in a way where we can get solution to what has happened. In this kind of a thing, what me I will advise is that, oh you woman, please don't leave your wife. Don't leave your husband for any reason. Don't leave your husband for any reason. It doesn't worth it. Your friend has done what she thinks she can do. You are close friends. Yeah, not going to be taken away from that. But at the same time, anybody can hurt anybody anytime. Anyone can hurt anyone at any time. I always bear that in mind. And also, in marriage, I always bear in mind that the time to forgive are times that are not being easy. Time of forgiveness are not easy time, but it must be done. It must be done. But before we come to the area of forgiving or not forgiving, let's address what has happened. Because unfaithfulness is affecting our society so much more. It is affecting our society so much more that the rate of divorce, the rate of separation is very alarming. And this has to be dealt with. Let's keep learning. Let's keep learning. Nobody is an island of knowledge. Let's keep learning. And the best way I think we can learn is from other people's experiences. What people have experienced, let's learn from it. That is when we can say, yes, we are wise enough. When we learn from other people's experience, that is when we are wise enough. So that is why this talk is coming down. It's coming down. It's coming to you this morning. That what and how will you feel? How will you feel if you find out your husband is unfaithful? Don't let it be that you will leave him. Don't let it be that you will separate from him. Don't let it be that that will be the end. No. 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 Your husband is yours. It is not meant for anyone. Anything that is yours, hold it tight. Because your husband belongs to you, then hold him tight. Let the friend, the agents that cause the unfaithfulness, drive that agent away first. Yeah, I call it the causative agent. Let's just drive that away first. Let's put that aside, because The what you want to do has been done. So let's leave that aside. Let's now come to what matters. Marriage, the home itself. Don't forget, the home itself is what matters. The marriage itself is what matters. The relationship between you and your partner is what matters. Now, I think you can both sit down and have a good communication about this without even any external people interfering to the matter, without you calling relatives or calling family, without you even seeing a therapist. If there would be a need to see a therapist, but there is a need for you as a wife and there is a need for you as a husband, for both of you to sit down together and have a good communication about this. Have a good discussion about this. What am I saying? This will take me to one of the points I have on ground. Wife, this is the time for you to express your feeling to your husband. How you felt, how hot you felt about what has happened, how deeply you felt hurt, how deeply you felt your trust is being betrayed. This is the time for you to express yourself. That was the reason why I said it's not a fighting time, it's not a quarreling time, it's not a nagging time, it's not a time for you to be blaming A and blaming B. It's a time for you to come together, talk, have a good talk, a reasonable talk. Yes, you are both matured, but at times, age and maturity, when it comes to unfaithfulness, I think at times it's just on the side. It is just on the side. Yeah, it's just on the side. So have a good time to talk together, and this is when you can express yourself. This is when you can let him know that what he has done, you did not even expect it from him. This is when you can let him know that despite you trusted him so much more, why did he do this to you? These are things, these are questions you will ask, and the answer will be provided. I tell you, these are questions you will ask, and answers will be provided for it. Okay, for instance, let's assume I am the husband. I am the husband in this scenario now, that my wife is asking me what happened, what made me go in the way of being unfaithful in the marriage or in the relationship. I need to provide answer. Yes, from the scenario I made, then I can tell my wife that maybe when you're not at home, when your friend is at home, or maybe sometimes when you go out and I'm at home with your friend, maybe I can tell her that she seduced me, and or maybe she has been wearing seductive clothes in the house, and which I supposed to have complained to you about, but I just felt it doesn't matter, that maybe that is what is comfortable for him to wear in the house. But I realized that her moves change. She had been giving me some kind of um, signs, and I think I fell for it. I know I cannot justify myself. I fell for it, which I'm not happy also about it. I'm very sad. I'm very sad that I could fall into such trap. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I don't want to hurt you, but I know I've hurt you. I will appreciate if you can understand me. I will appreciate if you can know that this is between you and I, and not with any other person. In this kind of situation, the husband has to be very sober. The husband has to be very sober and realize that he has made a very huge mistake. This is not a point, or this is not a stage where we'll be pointing finger at each other. This is not a stage where we'll be calling and trying to remember that, okay, you two, and don't you forget, like last month that you did this. Don't forget, did you forget that you did this to me last year? It's not a time to be reckoning with faults. It's not a time for excuses. It's not a time for you to justify yourself. self-justification. No, there's no fault in what I did. I am a man. I can do anything. Ego. No, it cannot work. In this kind of a thing, unfaithfulness, ego, as a man of the house, cannot work. You just need to come down. Come to the level of your wife. Come to the same understanding with her. Yeah, come to the same understanding with her, because you know she's your wife, and she's a woman. Women are supposed to be treated diligently. They're supposed to be treated carefully, with utmost carefulness. So, one way or the other, you have tampered with her heart. You have tampered with her trust. You have tampered with all her beliefs and trust in you. So, which you need to redeem yourself of. You need to redeem yourself and rebuild your trust, which I know is going to take you time. It might take you time, it might take you, I don't know, but depending on the relationship, depending on the marriage, and depending on your wife, it might take you time, it might take you longer time, it might take you shorter time. There's some women that will in short time, yeah, they will let it go once you have affirmed to them that you are not doing such a thing again. Once you have affirmed to them that such a thing will not happen again, they will let it just slide, and let the joining continues. But in some places, the joining come to an end with that kind of sin. The joining come to an end if such should happen. If such should happen. So, in some instance, that could be the end of the marriage, and in some instance, there are always ways around it. There are always ways around it. So what I'm saying in essence, don't leave your husband for any reason. Don't leave your partner for any reason. For any reason. I'm just pleading. I know you can get angry. You can get angry. You can it can be painful. It can be very painful. But find a place in your heart. Find a place in your heart to give a listening ear to your husband, and also to ask questions. I believe this moment is a moment where you can rebuild your husband also. You can rebuild even the marriage. You can rebuild the marriage. You can rebuild the relationship. Yeah, you can rebuild the relationship. It's a time that you come to a round table. You let him know what you want, what you expected of him, the ways you want him to tread, things you want him to do. And also, he also wants to make you happy. Because he wants to make you happy. He wants to listen to you. Because he wants to see you happy every time. Because he doesn't want to hurt you even any longer. If he wants to listen to you, I think I'm making sense. I think the women out there, they are listening to me. I think the ladies there, they are listening to me. I think even the men also, they are listening to me. Yes. Men, in this kind of situation, ego will not help. Ego will not help, I must tell you. Pride, I'm the man, will not help. Except you want to go separate ways. But what is the essence of going separate ways? What's the essence of going separate ways? Why don't you just drop that ego? Why don't you just drop that pride? And let's have a very good discussion. Yes. Let her tell you what she wants from you. Let her tell you her demand. Oh, I want you to be back home so time. I want you to stop drinking. I want you to stop having girlfriend. I want you to stop having side chicks. I want you to stop going out with bad friends that have been corrupting you for me. These are the time the woman can state almost anything she wants from the man. This is the time I believe she can make it. She can state her demand. And this is the time I think she can also change the man to what she wants. So that was the reason why I said it's not a time for quarreling, it's not a time for fighting, it's not a time for 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 picking offenses, it's not a time for picking blame. It is not. I know it's painful. I know women are always emotional. I know women seek advices. Some women has many friends. You get this advice from this friend, you get this advice from this friend will advise you, the one that is married will advise you, the ones that are not married among your friends will advise you. So many advice. If you allowed it, there are some women that will not allow that. There are some women that will not even say it out. No one will hear about it. It's just be between her and the husband. How they're going to manage the situation is still between her and the husband. There are some women like that that have that capacity. There's a woman that has that capacity to manage their emotion or to manage the situation to that extent. But there are some that cannot manage the situation by themselves except a third party is involved. There are some that cannot manage that situation except a third party is being involved. But one thing I do say to myself is that I don't like third party in my marriage. I don't even like it at all. I always believe that the business is between I and my wife. Because when I came to you to say, I love you, I want to marry you, it was you and I. So we both started the journey. Both started the business. The deal was between you and I. So if anything happens, I believe that the two of us should be reasonable enough to come together, talk, and understand ourselves. But you should know that before you can get to the level of understanding yourself, it's not as if it's a very easy process. In the process of understanding yourself, you will still argue. You will still argue out some things. Might still raise voice on each other. But it's a process of trying to understand each other, which is still better than getting third party to be involved. It's still you and him. Okay, this is what I want. No, I don't want this. This is what I can take. I cannot take this. Everyone is putting down his own points or our own points. So at the end of the day, you will still get to calm down, subdue the situation, and also now listen. Okay, calm down. Okay, this is what you have said that you want. And this is what I have said that I want. Okay, this thing I want, is it achievable? I know it's achievable. I know you can do this. Do this for me. If you can do this for me, I can do this for you also. Yeah. If you can do this for me, I can do this for you. If I can live this behavior for you to be happy, then you'll be able to live that behavior also for me to be happy. Yes, that is coming to a point of mutual discussion, mutual understanding. Yeah, mutual discussion, mutual understanding, where we get to understand ourselves much better, where we get to understand and know our plights, our differences, what we want, what we don't want, what might get you hurt, what I can do to make you unhappy, what I can do to arouse your emotion, what I can do, to just get you unhappy. These are times we can know it. These are the period we can say it out. So as I was saying, as a woman, as a wife, this is a time for you to spell out what you want, your demands to your husband. And I'm telling you, he will be sensible enough to adhere to all your demand. He will be sensible enough to say yes to all your demand because he also wants the family to work. He also wants the home to work. He also wants the marriage to work. He also did not want breaking out. He also did not want you breaking up. He also did not want it. Nobody likes breaking up. Yeah. Nobody likes breaking up. Nobody likes separation. Nobody likes divorce. Nobody. But it's still happening in our society. It's still happening in our environment. We cannot cover it 100%, but we can reduce the measure. We can reduce the rate at which it is happening. We can reduce the measures. We can reduce the causative agents. we can reduce those things that are those things that causes this. Yes, we can reduce them. If we cannot eradicate them, we can reduce them. So as a woman in the house, I will say you should be gentle, kind, also be patient in this kind of situation. I know how you will feel, but I don't want you to feel negative about the whole thing. Yes, don't be 100% negative about the whole thing. Let some positive vibes, let it come in. Let some positive thoughts, let it flow in your mind. Let some positive thinking flow in your heart. Yes, what are the positive thinking? Solution. Yes, getting solution. Yes, getting solution. And also, as a wife, another point I have here is that you can ask your husband why he did what he did. And I believe he will be able to give you response. You'll be able to provide answer for that to that question. Yeah, there is always a reason for everything. It might be a genuine reason. It might be just a reason, and there might at times, but the reason might be slight. But in his mind, there will be a reason why he has fell into the trap of unfaithfulness. There will be a reason for it, and maybe when he gives his reason, it might also be reasonable with his reason, and also you also might find something correctional in his reason. You might find something correctional in his reason. There are so many reasons. I don't want to be citing reasons, because if I start giving reasons now, it might be, oh, you are a man. That is why you are saying all this. Now you are trying to support man. You are trying to say, okay, you are trying to justify why a man should be unfaithful to the wife. No. But what I'm trying to say is that let wife ask husband reason why he did what he did. Let wife ask husband, why did you do this? Why has this happened? Why did you allow this to happen? Yes. So if you ask such, then from reasons, or from the reason the husband will give to you, we might see part of the reason that will be correctional, even to the wife. That the husband also will pick one or two lines that, oh, I can realize that, oh, I have fault in this. But despite that, you shouldn't have done that. Yes. Despite that, you shouldn't have done that. Why don't you call me? Why don't you tell me? Okay, you have told me, I have not listened, or I have not changed. Why don't you make me change? Yeah. Why don't you make me change? Because we are for ourselves. Why don't you make me change? So that is it. And also, in this kind of situation, I would say you cannot force the wife on any decision making. You cannot force the wife to any decision making. She has a decision to make. So now I want to say, let the wife decide if it will work out or not. Yes, let her decide if it will work out or not. Don't forget what we're discussing about. How will you feel if you find out your husband is unfaithful? How will you feel if you find out your husband is unfaithful? How will you react? What will your reaction be like? Will it be like, that's the end? Will it be like, I'm not doing it again? Will it be like, no, I cannot settle for this? How will you react? How can you manage your emotion? Yes, that is what we're talking about this morning. That's what we're talking about this morning. And I believe we are learning one thing or the other. So if you are watching my video and you're going with me with the video, with the discussion, with the talk, and you have not subscribed to this channel, you can subscribe now. Alright, let's continue. So at the same time, I just said something now that the wife should decide if she will make it work or not. And also, I want to tell the wife that it should not rush in decision making. No, that will not help anything. Don't rush in decision making. Think very well. These are periods that you need to think about whatsoever you have decided on. You need to think on whatsoever you have decided on, whatsoever action you have decided to take, you need to think about it very well. You need to think about it very well. In most cases, let me just divert a little bit, but in the same trend of discussion. In most cases where the husband and wife has children already, maybe two children, in that case, whatsoever the wife will be deciding on, he has to think about the children also. She has to think about the children also. Because if you have decided that because your husband cheated on you, you want to leave the house for him, and also you want to go with the children, and you know, women are always like, they are my children. You've already had children in the marriage, like 2 children, and you have decided that you are no more doing again. You want to opt out. You are fed up. You are tired. You cannot take this. So God for yes. No matter what kind of manner of name you call it, you are right. Nobody detesting that you are right. Nobody detesting that. Nobody. It's a fact. You're right. It has been done. But what I'm saying is that is leaving your husband's house, is separation, is it the best thing? Is it the best approach? Are there not no other ways to address this? There are so many other ways to address this, which I've highlighted earlier and which I will still be discussing on. There are so many other ways to this. So packing out of the house, divorce, separation, going sideways, going apart, I think it's not the best thing. It is not. At least for the sake of the children, for the sake of the future of the marriage, for the sake of the future of the wife and of the husband, for the future of the children, it is not. It is never not. So that is why I said the woman should decide if she wants it to work out, and also should not rush in her decision making. Don't rush yourself in your decision making. Take time to think well. Take time to reminisce well. Take time to seek advice from people that are older than you, people that are experienced, people you know that they have God's wisdom. Take time to seek advice from them, if need be. Yes, if need be. If need be. If you think it's something too heavy in your heart that you cannot just think of it alone, you have been thinking of it, you have been sleeping, giving you sleepless nights, hurting you here and there, you can talk to someone about it. You can talk to someone more aged than you. You can talk to someone more experienced than you. You can talk to someone more with wisdom than you do, that can give you word of wisdom. You can talk to them. Yeah. You can talk to them and seek advice. You can seek advice. So, I would say that after you have taken your time in your decision making, I would like you to reevaluate. After you have taken your time in decision making, I would like you to reevaluate. Reevaluate the whole thing. Reevaluate the marriage. Reevaluate the relationship. Even reevaluate your man. Reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate everything concerning that particular marriage. Yes, do a reevaluation. Know if it's worth it. Reason for this is that if you have had a very good discussion with your husband after the whole thing that have happened, and he has been sobered, and he has realized and acknowledged that he is at fault. He has taken a side of the blame and of the matter, and is ready to adjust. These are the benefits of reevaluation, because in your reevaluation now, you have realized that he's a changed man. You have realized that it doesn't mean it, but it just happened that way. You have realized that it's not as if he doesn't love you. It's not as if he wants to break up. It's not as if he's fed up or tired of you. But the singular mistake has happened, and it has happened. So you reevaluating everything that has happened in the marriage or in the relationship, you cannot come to your own conclusion that yes, this marriage worth working out, this marriage worth giving all it takes. This man will not go. I will hold on to him. This marriage will not lead out. I will hold on to this marriage. I will make it happen. As the manager in the house, I will make it work out. All these are the fruitfulness, all these are the benefits of your reevaluation. All these are the benefits of your reevaluation. At times, I do say to people, this kind of condition, it's not a matter of what people advised you to do. Yeah, good advice also matters, but also you're going to have negative advice. But I believe it's a matter of your own intent. It's a matter of your own intent. What you want to do, what actually you want to get out of that occurrence. What actually do you want to get out of that occurrence? Do you want it to be? Do you want it not to be? I believe the intent is just your intent determines everything. Yeah, I do say that. I do say your intent is everything lies on you. Everything it lies on you. If yes, if no, it lies on you. If working out or not working out, it lies on you as the woman. Yeah. So reevaluate everything. Does he want it? Does the man want it anymore? Yeah. Does the man want it anymore? Does the man want your trust anymore? Yes. So all these things need to be considered. Yes. What again do I want to talk about again? This is very interesting. This is very interesting. As a wife, will you want to pay back your husband for what he has done? You're smiling. Okay, is the question too big? I said, will you want to pay back your husband or your partner for what he has done? Now I'm talking to the wives and the women now. Will you want to pay back your husband for what he has done? Yes, he hurt you. He's been unfaithful. Yeah, he breached your trust. Will you want to pay him back for what he has done? That's the question that we still need to, or that's the point that we still need to deliberate on. As a wife, to me, I think, and I wanted to share, I want you also to drop your comments. I want you to share your view, but to me, I believe there's no need for this. There's no need for paying back. There's no need for, you've hurt me, I need to hurt you back. You've offended me, I need to offend you back. No, there shouldn't be any time for a payback time. Can I repeat myself again? There shouldn't be any time for a payback time, because there's love between you and your husband. There's love between you and your husband, and you know you love him so much, and you also know that he loves you very much. But the singular mistake has happened, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't love you. And he's not a changed person. He has accepted his blame and his fault, and you have discussed and talked about this in good discussion, and you have also named what you want. You've highlighted what you want, and he has accepted to change and also to do what you want in order to please you more, in order to also to grow the trust again. So I don't see any reason why a payback time should be. I don't see any reason why a payback time should be. So there shouldn't be anything like a payback time. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. You're unfaithful, I'm going to be unfaithful too. Because at least we both are in the marriage together. Yeah, at least we both swung together. At least we both swung together. So there shouldn't be a payback time. Yeah, that is what I think. But we have different opinion and we have different views to issue. So I don't know your view over there. I don't know your opinion there. But to my own opinion, which I think is not bad, because we are trying to make things work out, because what we are preaching or what we are talking about is against separation, against going apart, is against divorce, it's against breakup. That's why I said payback won't be important. Payback won't be important, won't be necessary. As a wife, I will just plead that you let it go. Forgive, forget, let it go. Yeah, let's believe that it is just one of the things that could happen one in a time. Not one of the things that could happen one in a time, and that it will not happen again. Not happening again is the most important thing. Not even what has happened now, but not happen again is the most important thing. Changing for a good life, changing for a good deed, changing from that kind of deed is what matters most now. Not even what happened now, because what you cannot change the past. You can only work on the present and also change the future. You cannot change the past. So why don't you just let the past be? Because if you keep dwelling in the past, you keep hurting yourself. If you keep dwelling in the past, you will keep hurting yourself. So let the past be. Let the past be in the past. Let us manage the present for us to have a very good future. Let us manage what we have now. Let's talk about what is going on now. Let's talk about what is going on now for us to have a good future for you, for I, and for the children. So I'm talking now in the marriage, in that relationship, for you to have a good future for yourself as a wife, for your husband, and for the children. So I will advise that don't walk away. Yeah, I've been saying everything since, right? Yeah. My advice is that please don't walk away. Don't do that. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Walking away is not the best thing. I must tell you. Walking away is not the best thing. Don't do it. It has its own side effects. It has its own side effects. If you walk away, are you going to marry another husband? Okay, even if you marry another husband, what is the guarantee that that husband you want to marry will be the righteous one or the perfect one? There is no perfect woman. Note that. There is no perfect woman. We can make mistakes at any time, but the ability for us to forgive ourselves is most important. The ability for us to understand ourselves and understand our weaknesses and patch each other and embrace each other is the most important thing. So don't walk away. Don't give that separation room. Yes, don't give that separation a chance. That thought that's telling you you need to walk away, you need to separate, you need to divorce, you need to leave him, you need to break up. No, ignore that thought. Ignore that thought. There are still very good future ahead. There are still very good times ahead. I know it might be tough now. It might be tough now. Yes, I know that. But there are still very good future ahead for you and the husband, even for the children. So I will advise that you should not walk away. There's no perfect man out there. No one is perfect. For the fact that he did that doesn't mean that the next man you're going to will be the perfect one for you. So why don't you manage the one you have? Why don't you manage yourself? Yes, we are managing each other. No one is perfect. Yeah. There are some things you do, I look over it. There are some things I do, you look over it. There are some things you do, you correct me. There are some things I do, we get corrected each and every time. But it is only when we refuse or reject correction that is when issues comes around. But if you are obliged to take the correction, there's nothing challenging again. There's nothing challenging again. Because I believe it's going to amend his ways, it's going to change his character, it's going to change for good. And even you're going to enjoy him more than before. Those are the benefits of you staying and not walking away. You're going to enjoy him more than before. Yeah. Those parts of him that you're not been enjoying before, you will now start enjoying it. Because he will want to please you. He will want to make you happy. He will want to care for you. He will want you to forget that old memory. He will want to give in you a new memory, a refreshing one, something to now begin to see and remember and keep you happy that you have him as an husband. Yeah. that you have him as a husband, something you will keep saying, something you keep remembering that will make you happy that you have him as a husband. So I believe that kind of situation is a time for you to even enjoy your husband more than before. More than before. If you are listening to me, if you are listening to me, don't do it. Don't take that decision. Don't break up. Don't separate. I am not an advocate of separation. I am not an advocate of divorce. I am not an advocate of breakup. But what I'm advocating for is that let us have a good communication together. Let us sit down and express our feelings to each other. Let me know what I've done to wrong you. Let me know how I am hurting you that you have not been able to express to me. Let me know if I have been giving you audience, or if not, let me know. It's a time for us to just come down and just talk. Where there is effective communication, there's always good results. Wherever you see an effective communication, any family that you see working out, is because they have a good communication. The husband and the wife, they have a good communication. Their communication is being effective. There's no breach in communication at any point in time. That is the reason why you see the marriage working out. And they have learned something that we need to learn how to let go. Yeah. We need to learn how to let go. Don't take offenses. Don't always point to offenses from your partner. Don't always say, oh, you did it last time, you did it again, you did it last time, you did it again. No. Let's correct each other in love, in peace, with humbleness. Let's correct each other in love, in peace, with humbleness. Let's respect each other. These are things that can make us go far. Let us respect each other. Let's drop our ego aside. Yes, women have ego, men have their own ego. Both parties have ego. So when this ego want to come in, when it want to come up, let's just disallow it. Let us disallow it. It will not work. It will not make things. It will not make things right. There's a saying that says that two wrong cannot make it right. So I'm wrong, you're wrong. So who's gonna be right? So now I'm saying I'm right. You're saying you are right. So who's gonna be wrong? So that's just it. So it's very logical. It's very logical. Where I'm saying I'm the one that is right. I'm the one that is right. No, I'm the one that's always right. Who wants to accept to be always wrong? Who wants to accept to be always wrong? No one. Alright. So if no one wants to accept to be always wrong, why don't we just come to a place where we talk in an understandable manner? In an understandable manner. So what I would talk about now is how we can rebuild. How, as a wife, you can rebuild that home. How, as a wife, you can rebuild that relationship. How, as a wife, as a woman, as a manager in the house, you can rebuild that marriage. Yes, it can be rebuilt. It can be rebuilt. Yes, it can be rebuilt. There is nothing that God spoils that cannot be amended. Especially when it comes to marriages, when it comes to relationship, there is always room for amendment. It's just that we women at times we are always being rigid in our decision making. Like I don't want to go back. That's all. It's over. It's like this. It's like that. At the end of the day, we still need ourselves. If the woman said, okay, we are going separate ways, you're still going to need a man. The man also is still going to need a woman in the journey of life and also in the journey of relationship. You are still going to need a man. She's still going to need a woman. So what I'm saying is that instead of you now being in search for another man, instead of you now being in search for another woman, why don't you just manage each other well? Why don't you just manage that condition, that situation, that issue, particular issue? that is creating this problem. That's unfaithfulness. Why don't you just manage it well? Yeah. It is when we manage issues well, that's when we bring out something positive out of it. But issues that are not well managed, no, bring separation, bring break up, bring parties going sideways. Those are things that happen. Bring parties going sideways. And you know, when this happened, there's always consequences. Either for the parents, husband and wife, or for the children born. There's always consequences. There's always negative effects to all this. For us to now avoid all these negative effects, for us to stay away from it, for all these things not to happen, that is why we're saying this morning, that no, don't do that. Don't walk away. Yes, that's your reaction. It's not the best. That your decision is not the best. Don't walk out. Rebuild it. Yes, it can be built again. Rebuild it. Rebuild it. Rebuild it by having effective communication. Rebuild it by practicing honesty in that particular marriage. Rebuild it by practicing forgiveness. Rebuild it by willingness from both of you that this thing, we want to make it work. Good communication, honesty, forgiveness, and willingness from both partners, both the husband and the wife. Willingness. Oh, I am willing. Yes, she's willing. Yes, he's willing. You will see the willingness. Wife, you will see the willingness in the husband that yes, he wants it to work. And also the husband also will see the willingness in the husband, in the wife, that no, she wants it to work, because the way she will address the issue and the way of the husband also will accept the issue will be different from being violent. So the willingness will be evident, will be seen, will be known. And when you can see this person is willing, why don't you just continue? Why don't you just rebuild? Why don't you just make it work out? Yes. Why don't you just make it work out? Which is very important. It is very important. So, every family is very unique. Every family is very unique. Every relationship is very unique. My own is unique because the way things work in my marriage is different from how things work in your marriage. That's the uniqueness. So the way it works for you is different from the way it works for me. So that's the uniqueness. So every marriage, every relationship, they are unique. So it's for you to now find what makes your marriage unique, find what makes your relationship unique, and embrace it. Yes, and embrace it. Embrace it. This morning, what I'm saying is that, how would you react if you find out your husband is unfaithful? As a woman, as a wife, how will you react? Please, how will you react? So, I'll be stopping here for today. Thank you for watching my video. Stay close to my channel for next video.